We're preparing as if Fields is going to be our quarterback. Well, we got our quarterback on this show. Honestly, it is a privilege to sit next to the man to my left. Played 14 years in the National Football League. There are few people walking the face of the earth that have more experience at the quarterback position than you, Chase. So you have the most valuable answer to this question.
I don't know, Shady Mike, because we a lot of pressure right now because we were getting into it a little bit backstage. You guys don't even want to know.
We'll get into it on camera verbally if we shall. Has Russell Wilson officially lost his starting job?
At the end of the day, I believe Russ will start eventually.
Okay, here we go.
However, I do want to make a point, and if Justin Fields continues to play Steelers brand of football, that means not turning it over. He's 4-2 in his career when he does not turn the football over. I do think it's going to be hard to bench him, though. So it's a predicament that Mike Tomlin's in. All things are pointing to Justin Fields starting. But I went back earlier this morning with my producer, Colin, and we went and I looked at every single play on the Justin Fields film from their game in Atlanta. It wasn't great stat-wise. He had 200 yards, didn't turn it over. But I grade people how the quarterback room is graded. So, and we're going to see this right here. So Chase's grading system, I like the mugshot right there. A minus, you made a play that hurt your team. A check, you did your job. You didn't do anything great. You didn't do anything bad. You just handed the ball off, whatever. And a plus play, that's what you want, right? You put the team on your back. You are making winning plays consistently. Okay, so there were 39 total Justin Fields plays. I went in as I was Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, and I graded Justin Fields. Like, let's just go back from all this narrative and just dive into the film. Here's what I found, all right? There were 5 minuses. Okay. That's pretty good for 39 plays. A minus, plays such as bad sacks. He took 2 bad sacks. Drop snaps. The first play of the game, he dropped it. That's football 101. You can't drop a snap. And some very poorly missed throws. There's only 5 in the entire game. Then I go to check plays. All right, you did your job, 25. A majority of it was 25 check plays. Here's what I was interested in, 9+ plays. You made winning plays for your team. And 5 of those 9, I know it's a lot of numbers, he rushed for 5 first downs on 3rd down. Yeah. So I'm not necessarily thinking he's going to be a weapon with his arm. He's got some growth to do. George Pickens, he had a really nice throw down the sideline to him. But if you go, it's 5 minus. That's it. So, yeah, you got to get better with that. But if he continues playing this way, I think there's a good chance he continues as a starter.
They only had 39 plays?
Well, so handoffs don't count.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Only passes.
Yeah, only passes or rushes or stuff like a sack that he takes, stuff like that.
Okay. So they have more than 39 plays.
Yeah,
I'm like,
a lot of rushing attempts.
Well, only 39 plays. I think it's a wrap for Russ. I do. I think the only way Russell Wilson starts is if Justin Fields gives him the job back by playing bad football. And the main reason why I say that is they have Denver next. They could win that on defense. Then they got the Chargers. They could win that on defense. Then they got the Colts. They could win that on defense. So what I'm saying is if you don't go out there and play bad, let's say you got 4 games like the Atlanta game, and you're 4-0. I don't know how you take him out. I just don't. I don't know how you make the change. Whether you think Russell Wilson's better than him or not, I don't know how the change is made when you're sitting there at 4-0. Mike Tomlin, head coach football team, and you sitting here saying, okay, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, right now, it's a toss-up of who's better, right? We're not talking 5 years ago. We're talking right now. It's a toss-up who's better. And the young fella's 4-0. I don't think Russell Wilson starts unless Justin Fields plays bad and gives him this job back. The Pittsburgh Steelers want Justin Fields to start. Justin Fields is younger. You traded nothing for him, a 6th-round pick, and you get the best out of him, and you're winning football games. What more would you want as a head coach than having Justin Fields in that game? I think it's a wrap for us. I do. I think Justin Fields will play is good enough to win football games. They'll be sitting at 4-0 going into the Cowboys game, and I don't think that Coach Mike Tomlin could take him out of the starting lineup. I don't think it'll be good for the locker room if they took him out of the starting lineup. That's my take.
Yo, it's like, and I swear, I thought we were joking. You guys were dead serious.
Real deal.
Are you going next?
I can't. Let me get it out. No, it's crazy. To a large degree, I do agree with the people to my left. I think that Russell Wilson is one good Justin Fields game away from losing his job. He's one 300 total yard, 2 touchdown, no interception game away from losing his job. Now, he's one bad Justin Fields game away from getting his job right back. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're standing in the middle of the seesaw, if you will, and it can go one way, it can go the other way. But if I'm Russell Wilson, you are just one good Justin Fields game away from losing your job. Justin Fields is in the chair, and James, you reminded me, like, the Steelers probably do want Justin Fields to be the starter. It's like the individual who is dating a beautiful girl, but the personality is nothing. And you're like, if only she was a good person, too, because you look how you look. Or the dude, the guy that's incredibly wealthy, and it's like, if only he was a halfway decent dude because he got bread. Yeah. With the Steelers, it's like, Justin Fields, you're athletic, you're younger, you can run. If only you could process a little bit more efficiently. If only you could always take care of the ball. Yeah. If only you could throw with anticipation. If only you could throw with timing. Because you got all the physical characteristics. You look good from far, but are you far from good? And that's where we are with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I think Russ is one good Justin Fields game away from losing his job.
Wait, before I even answer the question, though, right? Do you think the Steelers are winning because of Justin Fields?
Not this last game,
No. Boswell kicked 6 field goals.
It's only one.
Bro, he kicked 6 field goals.
Yeah, I know, it's one game.
Yo, they got turnovers. They got interceptions, turnover on downs. They got all these things. Yeah. And my man gave him 6 field goals. And y'all out there talking about he should be for president. It's killing me, though. It's seriously, like, I put myself back if I was in the locker room with this dude, right? If he's my quarterback, you play with Jeremy Maclin, right? And I don't want to even get into it because that's
one of the
my
best teammates I've ever had.
I agree. If that was his quarterback, how upset would he be?
Mad.
Deshaun Jackson, bro, one of the best ever do it.
Mad.
If he's in the locker room with Justin Fields, you know how angry he would be. Upset. He'd come to work so mad.
Why?
I don't want no coffee. Because when you're on the offense, just like we're competing, it can't be the defense got to do everything every game. If the Falcons didn't play as bad as they did, who knows if the Steelers win that game? The difference maker wasn't Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Including preseason in his last game, he's had 21 drives. Do you know how many touchdowns he's had? 1. So when you keep talking about it should be his job, how? Russ is hurt. The reason why Russ is not starting, not because he's not the better quarterback, not because he can't go out there and win games, it's because he is injured. I look at last year's Russ, right? That Russ is good enough to win games against really good teams, like the Buffalo Bills, they beat them. Like the championship Chiefs, they beat them. When I look at Justin Fields, I don't see that. We keep talking about the Steelers brand of football, the way they play. They tired of that. They tired of the defense got to do everything and the offense got to do the bare minimum to win games. So when you're sitting telling me that this dude should be the starter is crazy because when I watch him play, it's like defense win a game for us, Justin, don't mess it up. Yeah. Do you want that as your starter? No, I don't.
Do you think, to James's point, though, if they are 4-0, which is, they might have some trouble with the Colts.
You said 4-0?
4-0. Are you benching him?
Real quick. So when he gave his take about being 4-0, he started off saying, if the Steelers play the Broncos, the defense can win this game. The defense can win that game. Everything you keep talking to me about is on the defense, and the block is about a quarterback. Yep. He plays offense.
But if the Steelers are 4-0 inside that locker room, in that locker room dynamic, because you can imagine half are split with Russ, half. I don't know the dynamic, so I can't speak on that. It's speculation. But if they're 4-0, what do you do if you're Mike Tomlin?
I'm going with the better quarterback. Because the defense is winning the games. You talk about the defense, right? You're saying split locker rooms. I guess Russ' personality, that's what you're talking about, his personality. Okay, cool. I've been a lot of good quarterbacks, a lot of weird quarterbacks. Win the game, that's all I care about. Nick Foles is one of my dogs, right? We not hanging out in the club, okay? Mike Vick, we gonna hang out. So it is what it is. But on the other side with Justin Fields, right? Because he's a cool dude right here, he's cool. Yeah. But on a football field playing, if I'm a defensive guy, if I'm TJ Watt, him, Mr. Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, they all the same for real. Yeah. They all the same. I gotta do all the work for you to win. So when you ask me about this player, it's like he doesn't make a difference to me to make him the starter. That's all I'm saying.
The most important question, though, because what I love about the facility, we all up here, we all been in locker rooms. We've been in 18 different locker rooms of the 32 NFL teams over the course of 39 years. It's a lot of locker rooms, 12 different locker rooms, 18 different coaches, right? So we've seen it all. With that being said, Shady, do weigh in on if you are 4-0 under Fields going into Week 5 versus the Cowboys, you have no need to make a change. Now, I feel you. In theory, Justin Fields is not better than Russell Wilson until he proves it. If he ever proves it, he may not prove it. But if you are 4-0 and you got the Falcons, you got the Broncos, you got the Chargers, you got the Colts, so you're 4-0 heading into Dallas, wouldn't it be kind of dumb to make a change if you're winning?
I get what you're saying, and that's a good argument, right? The first one, they got to go up and be 4-0.
Correct. They got to do a lot to do.
But the teams we talking about are like bottom feeders. Let's keep it honest. The Broncos, rookie quarterback, I don't expect them to do much. Do y'all? Okay, who else you talking about?
Chargers.
The Chargers.
Defense looks good.
Yeah.
Whatever it may.
Yep.
Okay, but we not looking at the Chargers like, yo, this is a top elite team. We're not thinking that.
No.
So you beat all these little ground feeder type teams, cool. But the Cowboys is not that.
Yeah.
So now you'll get to see what it really is. So then you play this game. Let's say it still starts, and then I know the outcome of it. If the Cowboys put any type of points up, it's going to be a bad game for the Steelers.
I bet for Russell Wilson's sake, though, your question, if I'm Russell Wilson, I don't want to play at that point. I'm 4-0. Justin Fields is 4-0. The only thing I can do is mess up and lose.
Well,
I'm
he's
telling
making
you
a
right
point.
now.
Think about, you know how the backup quarterback
from a backup quarterback, I'm just telling you from a public perception.
If you go in, if you 4-0, and now you go in and you lose, they lost because of you.
I'm telling you.
And what if, I'm a gambler, though. Now, look, what about the reward? Low risk, smaller reward. Big risk, big reward. So if I win, if I beat the Cowboys, we ain't going to have this conversation no more. We ain't going to have Chase up
If
here.
Russ does not play well, and Russ hasn't played since the end of last season, he played two drives in the preseason game. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be rusty. And if he plays even remotely bad and they decide to bench him at 4-0, lot of talking people out
Can I ask y'all a question? Because
are we a competitor?
No. Because I understand how bad Justin Fields was with the Bears. I do. And my dog Shady can't forget that. But I do know how bad Russell Wilson was with the Broncos, too. When Russell Wilson came to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the head coach, who's a really good coach, and Mike Tomlin, said this is Russell Wilson's job. Then all of a sudden, all that stuff started changing.
Got hurt.
I understand he dealt with a little injury and all that. But all that stuff started changing. To me, it had to be what he was looking at. Russ ain't never proved nothing in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. So we sitting here saying that Russell Wilson is this much better than Justin Fields. Not in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, he ain't. So that's why I'm saying if he is 4-0, there ain't no way. The only way you lose this job is if you play bad and give this job back to Russ. In a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, to be 100% honest, we the same. If not, Justin Fields may be a little bit better than him in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I understand that, Shady, but what the Pittsburgh Steelers have seen from Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is better than Russell Wilson in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. It ain't about a Bears uniform or a Seattle uniform or a Bronco uniform. In a Steelers uniform, this dude is better, and he's been available for longer.
You can't say that.
If he's 4-0, I don't know how you go back to him.
You've been injured, right? I can't say that you're better than I am because you've been hurt. I ain't get to see you play yet.
Let me ask y'all this, though. At what point, 2-5, are injuries a part of who you are? For example, if you go to school in the South, it's going to be hot. So you can't be surprised when it's hot because it's hot in Texas. If I'm going to school in Pittsburgh or in Pennsylvania, it's going to be cold. And you can't just be like, yeah, but it was cold on my official visit. No, it is cold. Russ had a hamstring in 22. In Seattle his last year, he had a thumb. This year, he's got a calf. So at what point do we say, well, you know what? He is 35. Older players get hurt. He's gotten hurt. He's getting older. Now him being injured is no longer an outlier. It's the norm. At what point do you factor in, maybe we just have to include injuries into Russell Wilson?
And that might be a different conversation. If at his age, he's getting hurt a certain way. But all I'm saying is if we're going to give him a tag from being injured lately and all that, we got to get the same thing to Justin Fields as a tag as not being good because he hasn't been good for a very long time. And I don't want y'all to take this one game thing. It's the glory because we got to see more. And
no doubt.
Every game, and the Steelers defense is phenomenal. I just told you the other day that I think T.J. Watt is the best defensive player in the league.
Agreed.
He went against by himself. All I'm saying is if, for God, knock on wood, if T.J. Watt, breaks a shoelace, and he can't go out there and give you fumble recoveries and sacks and strip sacks and all that, and Hayward can't control the run game, and they not get on these picks, and we need our quarterback to make some plays to win this game, then what happens? You're not talking about that.
You think Russ is that guy?
I think he's more that guy than an old boy because recently, I've seen Russ go out there to Buffalo and win them games.
Gotcha.
At the end of the day, though, the guy making this decision, let's not forget it, Mike Tomlin, one of the only coaches in NFL history that has a record of 500 or better in every season as a head coach. So if anyone's going to make the right decision, it's going to be Mike Tomlin.
He didn't throw a touchdown. It doesn't get any easier for an NFL team, particularly the Cincinnati Bengals, than facing the New England Patriots at home. At least that's what the Vegas odds makers say. The Patriots have a rookie head coach. They have a journeyman quarterback. They do not have a ton of talent offensively. They are not supposed to be a good team. Yet somehow, Shady, the Bengals still lost. T. Higgins did not play. Jamar Chase held out the majority of camp. Should Bengals fans be nervous? How nervous should they be?
No, this is what they do. and it's weird to say that, but like they're a good team. They start slow. Look. Last year they started 1-3. Joe Burrow came back to finish 9-8. 2022 they started out 0-2, finished 12-4. Like I can keep going over and over. And this is what they do. They start off slow. Jamar Chase talked about it. And then another thing is Higgins didn't play. Your number 2 wide receiver is really, really good. And then Jamar Chase, he's been up and down with the contract and can't. So I guess getting the gel and the bond with the offense wasn't there. I think they're a really good team. I think they lose this week to the Chiefs. But I think going forward, I think about week 4, you'll see them guys come back together and look like the old Bengals.
To Shady's point, the Bengals are 1-10 since 2019 under Zach Taylor, which is easily the worst record in the NFL in the first 2 weeks of the season. 1-10. All right. When Burrow was healthy, though, because he missed 7 games in 23, and he missed 2020 7 games as well. And 2022 and 2021, they lost in the Super Bowl and they lost in the AFC Championship game. So a little nervous, yeah, but at the end of the day, this offense, for whatever reason, this Zach Taylor-led team, they start slow. That's who they are. Like Shady's point, we knew that going in, so I don't have an issue necessarily with that. But, man, New England played well. Like, I know this is a conversation about Cincy, but New England played really well on defense. It seemed like Cincy had no answers for their cover 2, man coverage. They were coming up. They were pressing their guys. That fumble at the end zone, huge play in the game. He would have had a touchdown.
Correct.
They only ran 51 plays, so New England sort of played bully ball, keep away.
That's why I'm not nervous, really because of that play that we just showed y'all. If not for that fumble in the end zone, which was a play after Mike Gesicki touchdown, which was overruled, Bengals would have had 7, overruled. Would have had 7 again. Great play by Kyle Duggar forcing a fumble again. That was a takeaway, not a turnover. Offenses don't just give you the ball. You got to go take that joint away. I'm not worried, though, like Shady said, like Chase said. To some degree, this is what the Bengals do. The only reason I have slight concern is this. This is the most talented inept roster Joe Burrow's ever had.
Thank you. Now
and what we don't talk enough about is we've only ever seen Joe Burrow with talent.
Now we talking.
In 2019 at LSU, when they went 15-0, he had Randy Moss's son, Thaddeus Moss, as tight end. You had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first-round pick to the Chiefs at running back. You had Jamar Chase, a top 3 pick in the NFL at wide receiver. You had Justin Jefferson, a top 3 player in the NFL at wide receiver. Top 3 player, and Jamar Chase wasn't a top 3 pick, he was a top 5 pick. With that being said, that was college. Cut to the NFL, Joe Burrow, you got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon just gave you 140 yards with the Houston Texans last week. You got T. Higgins, one of the top 5 number 2 wide receivers. You got Tyler Boyd, one of the top 5 number 3 wide receivers. You got Jamar Chase, one of the top 5 number 1 wide receivers. So Joe Burrow's always had talent.
Yeah.
But on Sunday, Joe Mixon wasn't back there.
No, he wasn't, and he ain't
on
gonna
Sunday,
be.
and he ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd wasn't out there.
And he ain't gonna be.
And he ain't gonna be on Sunday. T. Higgins wasn't out there, and he will be eventually.
He might be.
And he might be.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you should be a little nervous because this is not the same offensive roster that we're used to seeing, Jay.
You should be nervous, and I think it's time to, we got to start keeping it real for Joe Burrow. If Lamar Jackson throw that ball and his toe ain't out, it's a lot of ifs. If Jalen Hurts look down the middle of the field and read cover 2 and don't throw it and it ain't, it's a lot of ifs, but them dudes take a lot of heat. Joe Burrow has not been good, man, the last 2 years. And starting off this season, he ain't been good. He was 5-5 last year and then went out with an injury, all right? Then they went 4-3 without Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow without top elite wide receivers is average. He is, but we keep no for real though. But we keep living on the Super Bowl appearance, but we don't live on other stuff for other quarterbacks. Joe Burrow's not playing good football right now. He ain't, right? And we keep putting him up there saying he's better than Josh Allen. He's the number 2 quarterback in football. A lot of people say it. Don't look at me.
You said it?
A lot of people say it. But to be honest with you, the real is he ain't played well the last year and a half. He ain't. You just lost to the Patriots, man. Right. It's a lot of people pick the Patriots. You said the biggest spread, right? It's a lot of people pick the Patriots probably not to win 1 game this year. And you go out here and lose to the Patriots at home.
I lost 20 on the game.
I don't care if they fumble going in. I don't care none of that. Joe Burrow, this is the New England Patriots, and you're supposed to be the second best quarterback in football. Everybody praising that you're the only one that could challenge Patrick Mahomes and all this. Well, the last year and a half, you can't. You have not been a good quarterback. And if it was any other quarterback, we wouldn't keep saying, oh, man, if this, if that, if that, if this. No, the man got to play better, and he's not. And you should be nervous because I don't know what T. Higgins' hamstring looking like. Tyler Boyd ain't coming back. He on a different team. Joe Mixon just went crazy on the Houston Texans. He ain't coming back. Your offense really at the skill position spots is not really super athletic. It's worse than what you ever had. Now you got to go win these games. And I ain't seen that in the last year and a half for Joe Burrow. So I ain't giving him no more what-ifs. I'm nervous, and he got to show up and play some ball, man.
Where would you rank Burrow on your list of quarterbacks?
I mean, I had him at number 3 behind Josh Allen, but I ain't going to keep giving him passes. Right now, he in the middle. Right now, he hovering over the top 10. he hovering over the top 10 because I ain't going to keep putting him in front of these quarterbacks that keep winning.
Top 10? That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, here's the thing. James said it perfectly. I ain't never heard nobody say it on TV better than that. You said it perfectly.
Nice.
For me, with Burrow, certain quarterbacks are playmakers, and certain quarterbacks, their job is to get the ball into the hands of the playmaker.
Yeah.
A coach told me one time, Hall of Fame coach said, hey, the job of a quarterback, and Chase can allude to it, get the ball into the hands of the playmakers. But if you are a playmaker, then the ball already in your hands, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. If you are a playmaker, then you ain't got to get the ball into nobody's hands because it's already in your hands. The problem with Burrow is he's not a playmaker. He gets the ball into the hands of his playmakers, so he needs playmakers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, college. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon.
Talking a lot of noise about this guy.
I think Joe Burrow is the number 2 quarterback in football because when he does have playmakers, he gets the ball into their hands just the best of point guards, second to Patrick Mahomes. But I think Patrick Mahomes is a playmaker. So with that being said, I am a little bit nervous because, James, what if this wasn't a bad game? What if this was a bad sign? Like, what if this is what the Bengals might look like more often than not? They'll beat the Patriots.
Y'all going to be up on the bulletin board for the Bengals locker room right now.
That's all right. As we should, because they got to play better, and it start with the quarterback.
That is exactly right. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.